Welcome back to Newsmax Now. House Judiciary Chairman Jerry Nadler slammed the Justice Department for trying to limit the scope of Robert Mueller's testimony on Capitol Hill tomorrow.
I don't think it's much of an impediment, simply because Bob Mueller had indicated repeatedly that he was going to do exactly that. I think it's incredibly arrogant of the department to try to instruct him as to what to say. It's part of the ongoing cover-up by the administration.
Yesterday, the DOJ told Mueller that his testimony, quote, must remain within the boundaries of his 448-page report on Russian collusion. The department cited the president's executive privilege over the investigation as the reason for the directive, and Mueller has said that the report and his testimony that he does not intend to speak out about the topics unless he's already talked about it in the report. While he believes Mueller will stay within the bounds of the report, Nadler also said that the former special counsel, quote, does not have to comply with the Justice Department's directives. So let's welcome back in our panel John Burnett, and joining us now is Trump 2020 Advisory Board member Jessie Jane Duff. Jessie, was it incredibly arrogant of the Justice Department to make sure that Robert Mueller stayed within the boundaries of his report and his directives underneath this investigation?
Absolutely not. This is one of these cases. Mueller is being used as a political prop by the Democrats, and the Department of Justice is fully aware of that. I had indicated on your program not even that long ago that I didn't expect Mueller to go away, whereas my opponent thought he would. And here it is. Mueller is back, and Mueller would have any opportunity to redeem himself, his reputation, for pursuing this investigation in the first place. I suspect he would have taken it, because it is common knowledge now that it was a fake dossier. We all know that it was not based upon any factual evidence, and then to go after the president for obstruction of justice when there was no crime is also ludicrous in itself. But I think that Mueller would be trying to take advantage of this. It looked like he was part of this collusion, he was a part of this destruction, or he himself had found valid evidence against the president. So I'm glad that the Department of Justice came out with this to make it very clear, stick with the parameters of the investigation.
And, John, we know what Democrats are going to focus on, that one line where they said if they had evidence to prove that the president was not guilty of these crimes. I don't want to know the exact wording, but you know where I'm getting at here. That's what Democrats are going to focus on. But we also know Republicans have objectives, too. They want to try to get the answer from Mueller when he knew there wasn't enough information there to charge the president with conspiracy of working with the Russians. And if so, why did he continue the investigation? Do you think Mueller will be an honest broker with this information tomorrow?
He has no choice, right? The thing is, you know, it reminds me of my father, what he always used to say: when you dig a grave, dig two, because the first one is going to be for you. And I think the Democrats are digging themselves a deeper grave. Mueller already said he will not and cannot say anything outside the boundaries of his report. He tried to do that during that press conference. It backfired. He had to actually do a back step and say, you know what? Let me actually correct what I stated at my press conference. So I think the DOJ was absolutely correct to make sure that Mueller is clear, right? Don't insinuate anything, only state facts. And what the Democrats are hoping for is that Mueller will give them a bone, so that way they can actually take this throughout the 2020 cycle, or have Mueller deny answering something that they can say, you know what, this is just cause to dig deeper.
Yes, they're hoping for something grasping at straws. All right, guys, 3 minutes left. I want to get to this story as well. It's about a Georgia state representative named Erica Thomas, and she's now being accused of starting a hate hoax after an altercation she had at a grocery store with a man in Atlanta. Take a listen.
I'm at the grocery store, and I'm in the aisle that says 10 items or less. Yes, I have 15 items. But I'm 9 months pregnant, and I can't stand up for long. And this white man comes up to me and says, you lazy son of a bitch. You need to go back where you came from.
Okay, well, Thomas, who represents the 39th District of Georgia's House, recorded the emotional video on Friday. The next day, Thomas confronted the man that she claims verbally attacked her, and the heated conversation was caught on camera. Take a look.
And if you know how you made me feel yesterday, if you know how you made my daughter feel.
Back off before I call the police.
Call the police right now.
All right, that's man. His name is Eric Sparks. He claims he never said anything racist, but he did admit to cursing at Thomas for having too many items in the express lane. Here's more from Erica Thomas.
He said, go back, you know, those types of words. I don't want to say, he said, go back to your country or go back to where he came from, but he was making those types of references is what I remember.
Okay, big difference there. And Andy Ngo, the conservative journalist who was attacked by Antifa, he has also accused Thomas of a hate hoax. Also, town hall columnist Guy Benson called Thomas's allegation catnip for the media. John, do you think this qualifies as a hate hoax?
Not only is it a hate hoax, it's very fake news. I've been tagged so many times when her Instagram video first came out with all the tears and things of that nature. See, this is the type of things that we have to fight against. Then all of a sudden the truth came out. And you know what? I'm glad this gentleman came back to the supermarket to confront his accuser. And only then did she actually have to come out with the truth, which really shows that we have to confront these lies head on, face to face.
Right. You can't let these things go unanswered. And Jessie Jane, it turns out he is a proclaimed Trump hater. So these aren't the people who have been accused of accusing people to go back to where they came from.
Right, and a Cuban American also. It just really doesn't fit her narrative, which is very unfortunate. So essentially, you know, when you go out and lie like this, just like Jussie Smollett, it will backfire. And I like the term, if you're going to dig a grave, dig two.
Yeah, that's right. And, you know, look, I would normally give a woman who's 9 months pregnant an additional 5 items in the line, but we don't know. We need some more context here. It's a very, especially at the end of the day, it's a very touchy time to be in the express lane with more than 10 items.
Everybody
especially if you're an elected,
but everybody argues in the supermarket.
I know, but if you're an elected member of, if you're an elected representative, you got to obey the rule, especially when they're stated so clearly. 10 items, no more. All right.